Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
From Long Island. Well, John and crew, it's 42 minutes after the start of ticket sales, and here I go, reloading after reload. Does it really take that much to upgrade these ticketing websites? And is it just not worth it for them? This takes the fun out of tickets on sale at 9 a.m. Why hype it up for these issues?
All right. As somebody mentioned a little bit earlier, it is game day.
Game day.
Is that real, by the way?
Yes.
That graphic is real?
Yes, that graphic is real. That's behind me there. It is a very, very real screen that a lot of people have seen this morning. Tickets for Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness has gone on sale this morning. And they launched it at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which I actually thought was a pretty smart move.
Yeah.
Because by launching it at that time, number one, people on the East Coast, they're work. People out here, it's 6 a.m. So the idea was to launch without that overwhelming flood of people like we'd had on Ticket Watch for Spider-Man would be there. It would even it out and spread it out a bit. And it wouldn't be this huge, massive wave of people right there at 6 a.m. That was the idea. And I think the idea worked to a degree. But Adam Aaron and AMC apparently did not learn their lesson about, preparing your technology and your back-end systems.
I mean,
no, really
does he
doesn't.
ever?
To get that all prepared, because at 6 a.m., or 5:55 for me, I logged on to my AMC site, went in there to buy tickets. It's like you're in line for 1 minute. I'm like, oh, okay, 1 minute. About 20 seconds later, little ding dong, ding ding. Like, oh, great, I'm in. Went in, picked my showtime, picked the seats. Then I went to put in my my AMC A list. And then I said, go to purchase. Great, this is super smooth this time. All right, purchase. Wait. Sorry, there's a problem. Go back to showtimes. I'm like, oh, all right. So go back to showtimes again. Pick my seats, pick my theater, pick my purchase. Error. Okay, try it again. Blah, blah, blah. Then I get to the point where I had to select my A-list. So, sorry, can't find your A-list information. I'm like, what? What do you mean you can't find my A-list? You found it a minute ago. You can't find it now? Fuck it. Fine. Forget my A-list. I'll pay for my ticket too. Purchase. Error. And it did that for about 30 minutes until I finally said, screw it. I went to Fandango. Because you can put in your A-list information in Fandango, right? So I go over to Fandango. All right. Pick the theater, showtime, all the seats, blah. Great. Okay. Do you like to include your A-list thing? Yes, I would. Put in my A-list stuff. Sorry, your A-list information cannot be loaded.
What?
I'm like, what? And I wasn't alone. I got on Twitter and I had a lot of people tell me they're having the same experience. That AMC's site got so crippled that their A-list stuff wasn't going through. And I am going to give the benefit of the doubt to AMC and Adam Aaron that this was not a bullshit conspiracy of them. Yeah, we got a lot of A-list members. Let's pretend like something went wrong and there's an error and they can't use their A-list to buy it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that that's not what happened, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't think that somewhere in the back of my head, I have a slight suspicion of that.
Well, isn't he the same man that wants to charge more money for opening night?
Yeah.
So
obviously he would not want for the A-listers to be able to usurp all of the tickets.
Yeah.
That he could otherwise get money for.
Yeah.
That's a criminal offense, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But again, I'd be lying if I didn't have that little
I don't know. If we're going to rip on him,
so
I think we should.
So I went through the Fandango process, and I was able to buy my tickets. However, I had to pay, no big deal, but I had to pay for my ticket and for Ann's ticket. When normally I can just include, we're A-list, boom, boom, boom. So again, AMC site got crippled. And I got to say this, while most people acknowledge, and a ton of people have been having issues with trying to get their tickets on AMC site today and whatever, it hasn't been as bad. Cinemark did not crash today. As far as I know, Regal didn't crash today, as far as I know. Fandango, while it was a little sluggish, it didn't crash. So clearly it's been a little easier than when Spider-Man No Way Home tickets went on sale. But would it have been as bad or worse if they didn't launch ticket sales at 6 a.m., 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when everybody's at work? I'll tell you what, Ray asked me a while ago, do I think Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness could have the same sales that Spider-Man No Way Home did? And I very confidently said no. If this thing is releasing at 6 a.m. and there are still sites crashing and there are still issues being had, and that's at a 6 a.m. release, I'm not so confident about that anymore. I mean, what was Spider-Man's opening weekend numbers? It was something ludicrously high. It's like one of the biggest opening weekends of all time. Might have been the second biggest opening weekend of all time. I can't remember, but it was in the high 200s.
253 million.
253 million. Yeah,
Domestic.
I'm not sitting here telling you that Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is going to make 253 million opening weekend. All right, I'm just saying I'm not completely confident that it won't anymore, because that's kind of nutty, and especially when you consider how bonkers this thing looks. Because I guarantee you, a lot of America is watching those trailers and have no idea what the fuck is going on in these trailers.
Right.
And
I've
yet,
gotten so many texts. So many texts of like, what is this though?
what's going on? And like, why does Chiwetel Ejiofor have dreads now? Like, I mean, we'll find out. But again, holy shit, this thing could sell a lot of tickets. And if they put out a trailer showing Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, how many tickets will it sell? All the
of them.
tickets. It'll sell all the tickets. I'm afraid you heard me say a lot of tickets. What I said was all the tickets. I'm not expecting to see that. Anyway, Rob, we're seeing that even at this time of day, major theater, the biggest movie theater chain in the world, is having their website crippled. Even Fandango's site is acting sluggish. I am now getting reports of other sites having issues as well. I don't know. What do you think about this, and how big of an opening weekend can this movie actually have?
Well, first of all, again, I love the MCU. I love seeing people this excited. Sustained excitement for a franchise that is now into its 14th year. And they're still cranking out movies that are wildly entertaining. They're satisfying. They're so much fun. They're multi-generational. They're 4-quadrant. And even I, as a middle-aged man with one foot in the grave, I look at this and I'm stoked. I looked at this, I'm like, my God, this movie looks so much fun to me. It made me go back and pull out old Avengers comics to get in the mindset, John. And I think it's really satisfying. I think it's really exciting. And again, it's a testament to Feige and Victoria Alonso and Louis D'Esposito and all the people at Marvel who do these things. How much money do I think it's going to make? Well, remember, Spider-Man No Way Home is a Sony movie. So that was a huge film, but they had to share the pie. This is going to be Marvel only. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, my caveat is it has to be great. It has to be that satisfying.
Well, it doesn't for opening weekend.
No, not for opening. Yeah, but I think you're asking me just opening weekend.
Yeah,
I think it absolutely could do 250 million.
Wow,
absolutely. I don't think it necessarily will, because Doctor Strange is still not Spider-Man, but I think it could easily do 200 million.
Oof. And
like you said, if it has those cameos, and I think that they know enough that you can't just put somebody. They can't just be a walkthrough. The character has to interact and talk. They have to do something kick-ass. If you saw Hugh Jackman show up as Wolverine, and I'm not saying he's going to, but if we don't hear snicked, and if he doesn't take some MFer out with his claws, then, why are you in the movie, dude?
Yeah.
Anyway, Aaron, I mean, websites are crashing. This doesn't happen often. I mean, obviously it's happened with a couple of Star Wars movies, happened with Infinity War and Endgame, happened with Spider-Man No Way Home. These are the biggest movies of all time. It's happening again at 6 a.m. in the morning. I know, Aaron, you're hearing this. What is your reaction to it, and how big of an opening do you think this movie can have?
Well, you say websites, plural, are crashing, but isn't it just one website?
No, we're also hearing, so like I said, Fandango was acting pretty sluggish. Fandango was acting kind of sluggish.
Oh, okay.
But now I'm hearing from people that Atom Tickets is not working.
Oh, wow.
Atom Tickets isn't working. AMC, this is the biggest one in the world. A couple were working fine because they are smaller chains. I think they weren't getting as hit as heavy. But again, the big modifier on all this was, unlike Spider-Man No Way Home, which the tickets went on sale in an evening and stuff like this. This went on sale when people are at work or in bed. And it's still crashing some websites. How big do you think this can be?
Well, first of all, I would have done it instead of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. I would have done it at 3 and 6 a.m. because that would be, I mean, if you really want to prevent it, I mean, if you release the tickets at midnight or 1 a.m., obviously everyone's going to stay up for that, and you would still have a massive influx of ticket purchases on the West Coast, even if people on the East Coast were asleep. But 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., only the hardcore on the West Coast are going to stay up until 3 a.m. unless you automatically have graveyard shifts. And if you're on the East Coast, only the hardcore are going to wake up an hour or two before they have to get up for work in order to be able to get these tickets. So I think, first of all, if I were getting paid the big bucks to make decisions, I would have done a different time slot to begin with. But that being said, the fact that websites are crashing, and the only other times that we've seen this historically for ticket sales are when movies absolutely end up shattering box office records, or at least doing substantial box office sales in domestic on the first weekend. We're definitely going to see this being one of those movies that we not only really break some especially recent box office records. Because let's also remember, the past couple of years, people have not been going to the movies. And I think that Doctor Strange is coming out at a perfect time where people are finally, and I say people en masse, are finally feeling safe going back to the movies. Because even a couple of months ago, people were still like, yeah, Omicron, I'm not going to the movies yet. But I think right now, before this, I don't know, B-52s or whatever the next variant or whatever is supposed to come get us, I feel like we're in a nice little non-COVID slump right now, slump or hump, however you want to put it. And I feel like this is going to be a huge opening.
All right, Chris, I mean, we've heard this song and dance before. Here we are. What do you make of this situation right now? And how big of an opening do you think Doctor Strange can have?
Oh, man. Well, right now, I'm mostly just thinking of my friends who work on the tech side of ticket sales. Oh, Tiffany and Travis, I hope you're having an okay day at the office. Man, oh, man. So I think this actually
By the way, I love this image.
Oh, it's so good. This is great.
Yeah.
He's going straight for Adam Aaron's office.
That's great.
It's wonderful.
We need to talk.
I think this does have a lot of potential to really, really sweep the box office because so many things are happening with this movie. Say what you will about how The Flash is going to be a turning point for the DCEU. That movie's not even real.
For the wrong reasons.
Exactly. This movie has so many consequences. So many things can come from this. So even if you aren't a diehard Marvel fan, if you want to be part of the zeitgeist, you are going to see this film so you know where the MCU is going next. And that's the thing. These movies aren't for just comic book geeks like us anymore, right? They are for everyone. They have become this global phenomenon where people now, my friends are messaging me and being like, hey, I need to know which comics I should go pick up to know about this. That never happened. When the first Iron Man came out, people were like, why the hell would I see Iron Man? And I was like, why wouldn't you? Now people want to know about these things. They want to be part of the zeitgeist. They want to have those water cooler talks. So I really, really think this movie's got a lot of legs, so long as everything is executed very, very well. And I do not doubt Sam Raimi.
I mean, that's one of the exciting things. And again, there's been some debate going on about 2 hours is too short. No. This is probably the perfect length for this movie. It's probably the perfect length because if Sam Raimi needed it to be longer, he would have made it longer. This tells me, I said this before, but if Sam Raimi's making this 2 hours and 6 minutes, then I bet if it was 2 hours and 20 minutes, it would have felt drawn out or would have felt like it was sluggish in some places. I think this is going to be great.
And that's one of the problems when you have these movies coming out that are 3 hours long is all of a sudden there's this new expectation that they should all be 3 hours long, and they shouldn't. I totally agree. If it needs to be, if the story can't be told in 2 hours, then no, I'm very happy with the time. Because I can go to the bathroom.
Right now, Ray's on the other side of that door reciting the song, I need a short ass movie, a real short movie. And that's what Ray's probably. What were you about to say, Rob?
No. I think that nothing other than the fact that I'm very excited about this. And for a 2 hour film, it's so funny when people talk about length and ratings. Length and ratings really have no bearing on whether a movie's good or not.
It's all how you use it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's
not the size of the boat.
I just want to point out that I didn't say that.
That's true.
I don't want anyone
Just the two dirty little girls over here making dick jokes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't think that's what we were talking about until now.
We're talking about size not mattering.
Oh, okay.
That's a Yoda thing.
Yes, it is.
That's exactly what I was talking
We're
about.
talking
Exactly.
about Yoda.
Talking about Yoda.
All right, guys. Question is for you. Have you had any issues? I'm seeing a lot of people in the live chat saying, hey, I went to Cinemark, got my tickets. Then other people saying, actually, Cinemark is now crashed. Adam's tickets is crashed, saying, I got my tickets, no problem. So, yeah, it's not as bad as Spider-Man No Way Home, but I think that had a lot to do with the time of day that the tickets went on sale. Anyway, guys, did you have any issues? Did you get your tickets so far? Do you even care if you get your tickets at this point? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And hey, why not just mail your tickets to you using Stamps.com? Guys, we want to take a second and thank one of the sponsors of this video, Stamps.com. You know, they call what I and what a lot of you guys do small business, but to us, it doesn't seem small. It's the world to us. And you can't afford to miss out on opportunities to grow and keep your customers wanting more. Because time is money. Don't waste either with repeated trips to the post office. With Stamps.com, you can skip the trip and focus on how to take your business to the next level. Stamps.com lets you print official postage right from your computer and saves you money in the process. So you can spend less time at the post office and more time making your customers happy. Stamps.com gives you access to all of the post office and UPS shipping services that you need right from your computer. And get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like up to 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. So stop overpaying for shipping with Stamps.com. Sign up with the promo code CAMPEA for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com and click on the microphone at the top of the page and enter the code CAMPEA. And a big thank you to the folks over at Stamps.com for making this episode of the John Campea Show possible.